Welcome to this transformative self-coaching program designed to help you integrate and heal the pattern and beliefs of trauma from business failure and financial loss. This is an emotional EMDR mini course whose goal is to guide you through a process of understanding, reframing, and building resilience to this pattern and beliefs. It is recommended that you use this program in full screen mode, while sitting still and upright. Follow the movements of the ball or pattern on the screen with your eyes. As the words from the audio are spoken, notice the feelings they evoke in your body and any mental images that may arise. If your mind starts to wander, gently redirect your focus back to the moving ball or pattern. Optionally, or if you are not able to use video, you can also tap on one or more EFT points. How it works. In step 1, we evoke the distressful emotional state of the belief or pattern. Note: this can be emotionally triggering. Take full responsibility for your well-being. In step 2, we offer ourselves loving, compassionate self-acceptance for this state and beliefs. We then reframe the belief, pattern or state with new positive suggestions to the mind. We then bridge the mind into the new, more positive reality. We finally express gratitude for the new positive reality, taking it as fact. Ready. Section 1. Unpacking emotional experiences. We begin with a setup of the issue. Even though I struggle with this pattern, I choose to still deeply love, honor and accept myself, and I am open to a more empowering state of being. Take a deep breath. I feel like I've completely failed as an entrepreneur and as a person because of my business collapse. Losing my savings and assets has left me feeling utterly powerless and vulnerable. I often think that I am not capable of managing finances effectively. The devastation of my financial structures makes me doubt my abilities in all aspects of life. I feel an overwhelming sense of guilt for the financial loss and its impact on my family. Every time I think about starting anew, I'm paralyzed by the fear of failing again. I constantly worry that I will never be able to recover financially from this setback. The trauma from my business failure haunts me, making me believe I'm doomed to repeat it. I frequently feel ashamed when I meet people who knew me as a successful entrepreneur. I often catch myself thinking that I was never meant to be successful. The financial loss makes me feel like I've let down everyone who believed in me. I'm scared that this pattern of failure might be rooted in my past lives or childhood. I fear that my past financial losses are an indication of my lifelong financial destiny. I feel like I'm in a never-ending cycle of building and losing, which drains my hope. The thought of having to start from scratch again is overwhelmingly exhausting. I worry that I no longer have the energy or age on my side to rebuild my financial status. I often feel disconnected from my peers who are financially stable and successful. There's a persistent belief in me that I am not worthy of financial success or stability. I'm haunted by the thought that I might be repeating my ancestors' patterns of financial struggle. I frequently catch myself feeling envious of others' financial success and stability. The loss has made me question my intelligence and decision-making abilities. I feel like a part of me has been lost with the failure of my business. I am constantly battling the fear of becoming a financial burden to my loved ones. I often find myself overanalyzing every financial decision, afraid of making another mistake. The sense of devastation from the loss makes me feel like I'm in a never-ending nightmare. I get anxious thinking about how to explain my financial situation to others. I am scared that I might not be able to provide for my family's future. I feel a deep sense of regret for not making different decisions in my business. The fear of judgment from others over my financial failure is constantly on my mind. I feel disconnected from the sense of joy and passion I once had for entrepreneurship. The thought of never recovering financially keeps me up at night. I often feel hopeless, thinking that every effort I make will lead to more failure. I'm terrified of the thought that I might be destined to repeat this cycle of loss. The loss of my personal assets has made me deeply distrustful of my capabilities. I frequently feel overwhelmed by the enormity of rebuilding everything from the ground up. Section 2. Feel into this balanced, compassionate perspective from your inner coach. Maintain your attention on the EMDR screen, following the movements of the shape or pattern with your eyes. I welcome my feelings of failure as an entrepreneur. They reflect the depth of my commitment and passion. I gently accept my feelings of powerlessness and vulnerability. They are a natural response to my circumstances. I kindly acknowledge my doubts about managing finances, understanding they stem from challenging experiences. I compassionately hold my doubts about my abilities, seeing them as a natural reaction to my financial struggles. I lovingly accept my guilt over the financial impact on my family, knowing it comes from a place of love and responsibility. I embrace my fear of failing again, understanding it as a protective response to past experiences. I tenderly acknowledge my worries about financial recovery, recognizing them as a sign of my desire for stability. I warmly hold my haunting fear of repeating past failures, seeing it as a natural concern born from experience. I gently accept my feelings of shame in social situations, understanding they reflect my high expectations of myself. I compassionately embrace my thoughts of not being meant for success, seeing them as a reflection of my current struggles. I lovingly acknowledge my feeling of letting others down, understanding it comes from a place of wanting to do my best. I compassionately hold my fears about the influence of past lives or childhood, recognizing them as part of my journey to understanding. I kindly accept my fears about my financial destiny, understanding they come from a place of seeking security. I warmly welcome my feelings of being trapped in a cycle of loss, seeing them as part of my current experience. I tenderly acknowledge the exhaustion of starting from scratch, understanding it reflects the magnitude of the task ahead. I gently hold my concerns about energy and age, recognizing them as natural considerations in my journey. I compassionately accept my feelings of disconnection from financially stable peers, understanding it's part of my current reality. I lovingly embrace my belief of not being worthy of financial success, seeing it as a call for self-compassion. I warmly acknowledge the thoughts of repeating ancestral patterns, understanding them as part of my family's story. I kindly hold my feelings of envy towards others, recognizing them as natural human responses. I compassionately accept my doubts about my intelligence and decision-making, seeing them as a reflection of recent challenges. I tenderly embrace the feeling of loss associated with my business, understanding it as part of my identity. I warmly welcome my fear of becoming a financial burden, recognizing it as a concern for my loved ones. I lovingly accept my tendency to overanalyze financial decisions, seeing it as a desire to make informed choices. I compassionately acknowledge the nightmare of loss, understanding it as a reflection of the depth of my experience. I kindly hold my anxiety about explaining my financial situation, recognizing it as a concern for how I am perceived. I gently embrace my fear of not providing for my family, seeing it as a reflection of my deep care and responsibility. I compassionately accept my regret over past business decisions, understanding it as part of my learning process. I lovingly acknowledge my fear of judgment, seeing it as a natural concern for social acceptance. I tenderly hold my disconnection from the joy of entrepreneurship, understanding it as a response to my experiences. I warmly welcome my fear of financial ruin, seeing it as a sign of my commitment to financial health. I compassionately acknowledge my feelings of hopelessness, understanding they stem from past challenges. I kindly embrace my terror of repeating loss, recognizing it as a protective mechanism. I lovingly accept my distrust in my capabilities, seeing it as a response to recent hardships. I compassionately hold my feeling of being overwhelmed by the task of rebuilding, recognizing it as indicative of the challenge's magnitude. Section 3. Visualizing positive change. Take a deep breath. I am choosing now to see my past entrepreneurial failures as stepping stones towards future success and resilience. I am open to recognizing that my current vulnerability is fostering a new strength and a deeper understanding of my capabilities. I could consider that my past financial challenges are actually enhancing my skills in financial management. It would be nice if I viewed the restructuring of my financial life as an opportunity to rediscover and strengthen my diverse abilities. It is possible that my guilt can transform into a driving force for making more informed and compassionate financial decisions for my family. I can start viewing my fear of failing again as a valuable caution, guiding me towards more strategic and mindful business decisions. I am willing to explore the idea that this financial setback is a temporary phase, leading to greater financial wisdom and security. I have the opportunity to use my past business experiences as lessons, creating a more resilient and adaptive approach to entrepreneurship. I am capable of transforming my social shame into pride for having the courage to face challenges and strive for rebuilding. I embrace the idea of redefining my definition of success, focusing on personal growth and resilience rather than just financial outcomes. I am ready to shift my perspective and recognize that my journey, including the setbacks, is inspiring to those who believe in me. I am beginning to see that my fears related to past lives or childhood are gateways to deeper self-understanding and healing. I am receptive to the possibility that my past financial losses are not a life sentence but a chapter in my larger story of financial mastery. I am shifting towards viewing my cycle of building and losing as a testament to my perseverance and ability to rise again. I am open-minded about seeing the challenge of starting over as an exciting opportunity to build something even more aligned with my values. I am allowing myself to believe that my life experience and wisdom are powerful allies in rebuilding my financial status. I can imagine re-establishing connections with my peers by sharing my journey and learning from our collective experiences. It might be beneficial to embrace my worthiness of financial success and stability, recognizing that I am deserving of abundance. I am prepared to see the patterns of my ancestors as lessons, not destinies, opening paths to break the cycle and forge a new financial legacy. I am choosing to focus on transforming my envy into motivation, inspired by the financial success of others to fuel my own journey. I am open to the possibility of seeing my decision-making challenges as experiences that sharpen my intelligence and judgment. I can see the potential for rediscovering and reinventing parts of myself in the wake of my business's failure. I am becoming more aware of my capacity to be self-reliant and resourceful, ensuring that I am not a financial burden but a pillar of strength. I am starting to believe that my careful consideration of financial decisions is a sign of my growing wisdom and prudence. I am ready to let go of the nightmare narrative and embrace a story of resilience, learning, and eventual triumph over adversity. I am exploring the idea of confidently sharing my financial journey as a story of resilience and ongoing recovery. I am creating space for the belief that I am resourceful and capable enough to ensure a prosperous future for my family. I am entertaining the thought of viewing my past business decisions as valuable lessons, informing smarter choices in the future. I am willing to consider my fear of judgment as an opportunity to grow in confidence and authenticity in how I present my journey. I am opening myself up to rediscovering the joy and passion in entrepreneurship, seeing it as a journey of continuous learning and excitement. I am giving myself permission to envision a future where I am financially secure and free from the burdens of past debts. I am exploring different options for turning every effort I make into a stepping stone towards success and fulfillment. I am willing to shift my perspective on loss, seeing it as a powerful motivator for creating a more secure and prosperous future. I am recognizing the potential for growth in my self-doubt, using it to build a stronger and more confident sense of self. I am choosing to see the benefits of starting anew, viewing it as a chance to rebuild my life